Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, new life is coming to one of Oswego's old buildings, where it is and what is in its future.
And it's opening night at Tyler Hall's Waterman Theater, what the students have been working on.
Plus, Governor Hochul makes an impromptu wartime visit, what she has to say.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Neckers.
And I'm Jaylene Rodriguez.
Tonight, Governor Hochul is in Israel making a wartime visit to show support for the country. Hochul says the trip is purely and powerfully symbolic. She also says it's a gesture from the governor of the state with the largest population of Jewish people outside of Israel. She says there is a deep, direct connection between New York State and Israel that has always been there.
Trips to Israel are nothing new for New York leaders, who routinely pay visits in support of Jewish New Yorkers. But this visit marks Hochul's first international trip since taking office in 2021. In Israel, she has been consoling Israeli families that are displaced or impacted by the attacks. Hochul is also meeting with diplomats and local officials.
Also in Israel, Joe Biden's promising U.S. support. The trip was the first ever made by a U.S. president to Israel during wartime.
Biden says he wanted the people of Israel and the people of the world to know where the United States stands.
I was very blunt about the need to support getting humanitarian aid to Gaza. Get it to Gaza and do it quickly.
Biden met with families affected by the violence of the past week.
He offered embrace and a listening ear to community leaders and first responders as he heard stories from those on the front lines. The weather has been getting chillier lately. Is the cold here to stay?
Let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brianna Saunders.
It has been chilly the last couple of days. That might be sticking around the next couple of days. I'll have more details for you coming up later in my forecast. But taking a look at our current temperatures, we can see Oswego is sticking around 52 degrees. Across the state, we're in the upper 40s and the lower 50s. Taking a look down towards Delhi, that's where our lowest temperature is at around 47 degrees. It will stick around these temperatures for a little bit, but they might be dropping off soon. I'll have more details for you on my full forecast. Now back to the desk.
It's opening night for SUNY Oswego's production of the play, The Importance of Being Earnest. The play, originally written by Oscar Wilde during the Victorian era, follows a man named Jack as he navigates a life filled with lies, secrets, and love. The show opened tonight, but if you didn't make it, there are 5 more chances to see the play this week. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all at 7:30 p.m., as well as Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. All performances are at the Waterman Theater in Tyler Hall.
The city of Oswego is working with local agencies to host its first annual Christmas Express Parade on Sunday, December 17th. Kids can watch the parade as multiple cars and trucks, including the Polar Express train, pass by. All of these vehicles will be lit up and decorated in Christmas spirit. The parade is set to end at Civic Plaza. There, kids can meet Santa and snack away on some treats.
Looking for a job? Well, this afternoon, a career and internship fair was held in Sweatman Gym of Marano Campus Center right here at SUNY Oswego. There, students met representatives from a variety of local, regional, and national organizations. The fair is meant to help connect students to possible employers as well as work on their networking skills.
Throughout the past several years, buildings in downtown Oswego have gone through some major renovations. As
WTOP-10 reporter Logan Russo reports, a building currently being renovated has a bright future and a rich history.
Built in 1836 as the original City Hall, the Market House was designed by Jacob Bonesteel. The building has been abandoned for a few years after a bar closed in 2020. That was really the last remaining tenant in the whole building. But now, thanks to Governor Hochul's revitalization project for downtown Oswego, there has been a company that has been spearheading a project to restore the building for other uses, including a brewery and apartments. So I was able to talk to the people who are manning the project and ask them really what their plans fully are for the building.
But this view from someone's apartment and the lighthouse and all the activity on the lake when it is happening, yeah, It's gorgeous.
An important building in Oswego is getting some much-needed renovations through the state.
So the downtown DRI grant is what it is. So it goes through Oswego. I think Oswego as a city maybe got $10 million, and we get a portion of that to restore this building.
Kira Patterson of the Elberts Group, the owner of the building, showcased some of their plans for the almost 200-year-old structure.
So boardwalk out here, and you'll be able to see the river, see all the boats going by, especially in the summer. Obviously, that's gorgeous, and see the lighthouse and all of that stuff from here.
These renovations include some high-tech features that will give the market house new life in a new age.
We will have a self-serve beer wall down there. So wall with, you go tap on your little tablet and tap your preloaded card and pour as many ounces of the beer as you want. So that's a really good way to do taste testing.
The project is slated to be finished by the end of next year, and Kira couldn't be more delighted.
Honestly, I'm really excited about what it will be, what it can be, to restore this building to what it once was, and also modernize it at the same time while preserving the history. I'm excited to see what it can become.
From the marketplace in downtown Oswego, I'm Logan Russo, WTOP-10.
Plans for a new biomedical science hub are in the works. Those plans were announced by Governor Hochul, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, and the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. The hub has received nearly $300 million in both public and private investment. Organizers say the goal is to bring together students from Columbia University, the Rockefeller University, and Yale University. There, those students will focus on early disease prevention and treatment, particularly for ovarian cancer and pancreatic cancers, as well as diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
Governor Kathy Hochul is taking action to support local Stop DWI programs and protect the New Yorkers from impaired drivers. Hochul signed a law to support these programs. That law will aim to provide essential resources to support country-level, community-led interventions and protect New Yorkers.
Still ahead tonight, Brianna Saunders has your full weather report.
And more details from the unfolding conflict in Israel and Gaza, including protests happening here in the U.S.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one.
Matthew. Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brianna Saunders. Taking a look at our current temperatures, although they're not behind me right now. Again, like I said, those temperatures were sticking in the lower 50s and the upper 40s. But taking a look right now at our temperature outlook, we can see our temperatures are expected to increase in the next couple of days. but that is not going to last. I'll have more details in a minute. Now, taking a look at our surface map, we can see we have our cold front over by Chicago, and we can see this is going to continue to move towards our area. That's supposed to bring in some unsettled weather. We're expecting some precipitation and some higher wind speeds to come associated with that. Taking a look at our precipitation chances, we can see Thursday we have a chance of some rain. Friday, again, that chance is a little lower. We have a chance of some scatter showers on Friday as that front moves through. And taking a look at Saturday, we can see our precipitation chances increase as that front approaches our area. We can expect some gusty winds with this too. And on Sunday, again, we are expecting more precipitation. We're going to be wet for the next couple of days. But when we look at Monday, that chance disappears as the system moves out of our area. And as I mentioned, we are expecting some gusty winds. You can expect your trash cans to get knocked over as we head towards Saturday. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we can see, again, tomorrow we can see our temperatures around 59 degrees, our low at 49. Looking towards Friday, our temperatures at 65. Heading towards Saturday, our temperatures around 56, 51. Our temperatures start to drop off as that cold front moves through our area on Sunday, Monday. Heading towards Tuesday, our temperatures start to increase again, and Wednesday we're back in the 60s. Now that's all for my full forecast. Now back to the desk.
Brianna, thank you. Moving now to international news. The death toll in Gaza continues to climb following an airstrike on a hospital yesterday and another near a hospital today. New video from Gaza is showing the impact of the airstrike that happened today. A humanitarian group affiliated with the Red Cross says it was one of several Israeli airstrikes that also hit residential buildings Wednesday. There's no word from Israeli Defense Forces about those strikes. Wednesday's blasts come a day after an explosion at a Gaza City hospital that killed hundreds of Palestinians. Palestinian officials say an Israeli airstrike is to blame for Tuesday's attack. Meanwhile, U.S. officials say they have intelligence, including satellite images, to indicate that Israel is not responsible.
As the war continues between Israel and Hamas, people around the world are reacting. That includes protesters right here in the U.S. Today, a large group of Jewish protesters occupied the Cannon House office building across the Capitol in Washington, D.C. They gathered after a rally on the National Mall to demand an immediate ceasefire in Israel. The group says it's believed Israel is to blame for violence in the region. They want Congress to demand the IDF stop its strikes in Gaza and allow humanitarian aid into the Palestinian-controlled area.
These protests come as some people are fleeing the war in Israel. A second plane load of Americans fleeing Israel arrived in Tampa this morning. It comes after many people were stranded in Israel after Hamas fighters first attacked the Jewish state 8 days ago. The state of Florida partnered with the nonprofit group Project Dynamo to get evacuees out. The first flight of evacuees arrived Sunday, bringing 270 people to Tampa. According to Florida's Division of Emergency, there are plans for more flights to return to Tampa this week.
A Florida man exonerated after more than 16 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit was fatally shot during a tragic stop in Georgia this week. Laura Aguri has more on the case and a family demanding answers.
53-year-old Leonard Cure bought his first home in Georgia last week using settlement money from a wrongful conviction case against the state of Florida. It was there in Broward County that Cure spent more than 16 years behind bars for an armed robbery he didn't commit. With help from Florida's Innocence Project, Cure was exonerated and released in 2020.
He is someone that was failed by the system once, and he has again been failed by the system. He's been twice taken away.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says Cure was stopped in Camden County, Georgia by a sheriff's deputy Monday morning. The GBI reports Cure initially complied with the deputy's commands, but stopped when he learned he was under arrest. It said the deputy used a taser and a baton on Cure, and after Cure allegedly assaulted him, the deputy fatally shot him. The Camden County Sheriff's Office says it does plan to release the deputy's body camera footage soon.
She is demanding justice for her son, Leonard Kerr.
Attorney Ben Crump represents Cure's family and pointed out Wednesday the future Cure had planned for himself after exoneration.
He was looking forward to going to college, getting a degree. I tell you, people are so devastated that this happened to Leonard.
The deputy involved in the shooting has been placed on administrative leave while the investigation continues, according to the Camden County Sheriff's Office. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Republican Congressman Jim Jordan failed in his second effort to become the next Speaker of the House of Representatives. Jordan lost 22 Republican votes today, more than the 20 GOP votes he lost on the first ballot yesterday. Jordan's second failed vote in 2 days is raising questions over whether he has a path forward. Still, he says he plans to continue the fight to become Speaker. Meanwhile, as conflict continues abroad and the U.S. faces a possible government shutdown next month, the House remains frozen without a Speaker.
When WTOP-10 nightly news continues, a popular fast food chain is releasing a cookbook where you can get it.
And how inflation is impacting the cost of your health insurance.
Chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back, and thank you for choosing WTOP-10 for your nightly news. Tonight in consumer news, home building in the U.S. rebounded in September. It comes after dropping in August to the lowest levels since 2020. Housing builds jumped 7% above the revised August estimate to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of more than 1.35 million last month. That figure fell short of expectations of 1.38 million. Numbers are still more than 7% lower than they were last year.
Job-based health insurance is a lot more expensive for both companies and workers this year. That, according to a recently released survey by the KFF, a research-based nonprofit. According to that survey, yearly premiums for family health insurance coverage at work soared to an average of nearly $24,000. For individual coverage, the average annual premium increased to $8,435. KFF stays and jumps into premium roughly in line with inflation.
More than 71 million Americans nationwide receive Social Security and Supplemental Security income benefits. Starting in 2024, those recipients are going to see a new cost of living adjustment. In today's Consumer Watch, Cole Higgins explains the impact.
Seniors who receive Social Security benefits are going to see a smaller bump in their checks in 2024. 3.2%, the Social Security Administration announced last week. That's smaller than the inflation-fueled increases seniors saw over the last 2 years.
3.2% is literally better than nothing. We would prefer that it was
higher, of course.
In 2023, the cost of living adjustment was 8.7%, which was the largest in more than 40 years. Starting in January, retirees' monthly payments are expected to be an average of $1,907, an increase of $59. Shannon Benton, the executive director with the Senior Citizens League, an advocacy group, says the inflation gauge is based on price changes for urban wage earners and clerical workers rather than the spending habits of seniors.
In a recent survey by the Senior Citizens League, 80% of participants said that they think Congress should beef up inflation protection by providing a cost of living adjustment that more accurately reflects their spending habits.
Many elderly Americans are worried these benefits won't cover their basic living expenses.
We used to be able to say, well, you know, if you can't afford beef, we'll get chicken. If you can't afford chicken, you can get pork. But right now, everything is a lot higher than it was several years ago.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Cole Higgins.
Calling all Chick-fil-A lovers, the chain is releasing its first ever digital cookbook, and it's free. The book is called Extra Helpings, inspiring stories and imaginative recipes from Chick-fil-A, A Shared Table. The chain says it puts the book together in hopes of raising awareness about food insecurity and food waste. You can find 26 recipes in the cookbook. All of them are for menu items that were now discontinued.
You know, Jaylene, it's been an eventful start to the week in the world of Laker and pro sports.
Our Jaden Jiggets is here in the studio with everything you need to know. Jaden?
Coming up, we have a retired coach getting a day named after himself and more after the break.
With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm your sports anchor, Jaden Jiggets, with WTOP-10 Nightly News. Let's kick things off with some men's soccer. Oswego State falls short at home to Buffalo State, final score being 4-2. This loss drops the Lakers to 7 losses on the season as they still look to keep their playoff chances alive. And our sports reporter, Lucas, was present at the game. Lucas, would you like to give your thoughts?
So the Oswego men's soccer team lost to the Buffalo State Bengals at the Laker Turf Stadium. The Lakers scored first about 3 minutes into the match. After that, Oswego faced a lot of pressure from the Bengals throughout the rest of the half. The Lakers gave up 3 goals to the Bengals in just 4 minutes. In the second half, both teams scored once with a final score of 4-2 for the Buffalo Bengals. Next, the Lakers will take on Carlin Red Dragons on Saturday the 21st to try and keep the playoff stream alive. Jaden, back to you.
Thank you, Lucas. Moving into women's soccer, the Lakers goes on the road and steals a victory from the Buffalo State Bengals. Final score being a shutout, 2-0. This win for the Lakers keeps them in playoff contention as they are ranked 4th in the SUNYAC Conference. Lakers will be back home this Saturday, October 21st, for their senior day matchup against SUNY Cortland at 1 p.m. Make sure to tune in. Staying with the green and gold, Oswego Field Hockey took a tough loss on the road against SUNY Brockport. Final score being a shutout, 1-0. Despite the loss, Lakers gave it their best, especially goalkeeper Kai Phillips, with her tallying 5 saves in the game. The Lakers will be on the road again this Saturday, October 21st, to take on the SUNY on Oneida at 1 p.m. Moving to the Q, Syracuse University Athletics will be honoring Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame Jim Boeheim at the North Dame game on Saturday, February 24th in the JMA Wireless Dome. This ceremony will recognize the many accomplishments of recently retired coach and will be part of Coach Jim Boeheim Day. Coach Jim Boeheim will honor the most Coach Jim Boeheim Day will honor the most successful coach in Syracuse basketball history after his 47 years with the program. Make sure to save the date, ladies and gentlemen. That day will be a celebration you don't want to miss. And now we're back into some playoff baseball as we got the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. And already this game is already taking a turn where Trey Turner just knocking that out of the park. Just a banger right there, already getting the score up there, 1-0. Oh, and here it goes again with but this time it's Kyle Schreiber hitting a home run. That wasn't his only one of the game, ladies and gentlemen. That was his second of the game and his third home run of the whole series so far. So in this game, the Phillies really took it to the Diamondbacks. I know we're in October, but they gave the Diamondbacks a whole massacre right there. And you already see, ladies and gentlemen, you see, oh man, that ball went flying right there. And you can see they're just rallying up points, rallying up RBIs, taking over the game. The game ended 10-0. Philadelphia Phillies won, making it 2-0 in the series.
Of the week right after the break.
La 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 la.
Breathe.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and bleeding.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
And now, meet our pet of the week, Ichabod.
Ichabod is a 3-month-old kitten who is vaccinated and is ready to be adopted.
and he's ready to steal your heart.
To adopt him, you can find Ichabod at the Oswego County Humane Society.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for the kind of late show.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everyone.